Okay, what I want to do is run you through really quickly what the entire package looks like for the task and show you the student prac evidence sheet with a very brief explanation of what needs to be in there. Okay, so what I've done is scanned a couple of examples from students over the last 2 or 3 years here at Moonta, where they've done similar tasks to the one that you've been asked to, but not necessarily exactly the same. You will see though that things like the evaluation performance standards that they are being assessed on are the same as the ones that you are, and it's similar kinds of tasks. So here is the student who has done a high T action plan. You'll notice that they've incorporated things like high risk foods, HACCP, etc. They have their issues detailed at the top, their menu decision, their justification, which relates their menu decision to the issue that they've identified, exactly what you've been told to do. You will notice also that they have included some referencing with regards to where information may have come from, so things like information with regards to food poisoning bacteria or information regarding the temperature danger zone, or possibly even the hazard analysis and critical control points, and they've included those references in their action plan. Now this is the student practical evidence sheet. Remember that in subjects like PE, moderators actually come out and they will watch what students are doing for practical tasks. In food and hospitality that's not possible, so the way that moderators look at teacher grades is through obviously the feedback that I provide, but then also through supporting evidence that you provide them via the student practical evidence sheet. And you'll see on here that for this task, these students were only asked to address practical application number 4, which was safe food handling and management. You've also been asked to address number 1, which was appropriate techniques in maintaining quality control and preparing and serving food. I believe that was the case. So what they've done, thinking through their practical, they've jotted down some notes, made dot points of a whole range of different issues that related to how they applied or approached safe food handling and their management practices. So you'll notice things like, when I doubled my recipe, I utilised 2 pans. This assured that the meat was cooking and could be cooked all the way through. It essentially also saved time. When I was packing my pie mince to be frozen, there wasn't an airtight container available. I chose to tie the foil container I used in an airtight bag to create an airtight seal, so on and so forth. The photographic evidence, the photos that the student has taken are annotated. So before walking into the kitchen, I assured I washed my hands with soap. 2 pans were being utilised to cook double the recipe. When cooking the raw mince, I assured that it was thoroughly cooked. This is how I prepared it before it was frozen, the 2 different chopping boards, made sure that the fridge temperature was correct, so on and so forth. So that's the student practical evidence sheet. The evaluation, as I said, don't waste too much of the word count with regards to retelling me the task, because all of this gets sent in together, so the moderators will know exactly what you've done anyway. And of course the very first part of that is a task sheet. So jump straight in, use your performance standards as your subheadings, so evaluation of the processes and the outcome. These are all different processes and different parts that she wanted to talk about. Criteria and safety, again, all of the different parts that needed to be spoken about, and bibliography or reference, if that was appropriate to the task, has been included as well. Here's another example. You're doing a similar task for the next one, so again, this is the package that would be sent into the moderators. They get the task sheet, my notes with regards to practical, although usually it's a bit more detailed than that. The students' grades. Here is an actual research task that the student has undertaken. We'll talk more about those in the next task because that's what you're going to be doing. But here is again the student practical evidence sheet. So this time they have PA1 and PA3 to respond to. So brief notes that relate to each of those points. They could be more detailed. They could provide more depth and more examples, of course, on there. Here is the practical application photographs. So again, each of these is annotated, telling me what they're actually demonstrating and using. For this one, it was using different technologies. So it was using the deep fryer, making sure that they did so in a safe manner. It was using the light box to take appropriate photos of the final product, which you can see down here at the end of the evaluation, etc. Again, the evaluation, they've used the 2 performance standards as their subheadings and then related what they did to those subheadings. Final one for you, this time it's an A grade sample, so we've gone from a B to an A- to an A, I believe. And again, you can see my grading sheet. This is the investigation that the student did. You'll notice again that it is referenced. We'll talk more about the research tasks when we start that one in 2 weeks' time. Here is the practical evidence sheet. Again, so it's PA3 that they were focusing on this time. So a whole range of dot points, different ways that they demonstrated that they selected and applied appropriate technology to the preparation and service of their food. Here is the photographic evidence, some of the different technologies that they utilised, including things like the laptops that they used to, find a range of different techniques for making the, I can't even remember what they made. Should be a photograph of it. Oh, here we go. For making the chocolate mousse and tempering the chocolate, etc., etc. So here's their final product, their photographs of their final product, and the evaluation, once again using the performance standards as their subheadings and addressing those, conclusion and a reference list. So that gives you a bit of an idea what a package of student work will look like when it is submitted to the moderators, and just what goes on to the student prac evidence sheets. Now I will put this document into our classwork section of our Teams page for you to be able to access as well. Okay, thank you very much. The task 1 package, which is all of those bits and pieces together, is due Friday of next week, I believe, but I will double check that and let you know exactly. Thank you. Bye.